ACSL Hockenheim round 2 in the Renault Clio Cup. Well, I like the sound of that. Hello everyone and welcome back to this season, which continues right now, and it's only round 2 of the season. As I mentioned, we are still early on in the campaign, but these rounds will absolutely fly by. I cannot wait to broadcast you another round of this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and after last week full of penalties and all sorts, we want to bring you some proper racing, and it's a circuit that everyone wants back on the F1 calendar, Hockenheim. And it's a circuit which will hopefully deliver us here in the ACSL Season 2 season. So we'll hopefully be getting some amazing action. That is always what we love. A bit of chaos here and there, that is expected. I mean, when the drivers are all racing so competitively, it's always going to happen at this stage. So it shouldn't really be a surprise that you do get a bit of contact. Last time though, it was very much, I think everyone agreed that we had some good moments here and there, but for the most part it was over the top. And changes, of course, have been made in terms of there's been harsh penalties given. We actually talked to you if you joined us in our fun race earlier this week. Yes, that is correct. We broadcasted a race earlier on already this week, which was just a fun race. It doesn't really affect this, but we did bring up the penalties. We gave you a bit of, well, all the penalties that came in and the full classification at the end of it in that stream during one of the quiet bits of the action. So, yes, lots has happened. But for the best, I think it is worth saying. So the drivers now need to come into it. I did mention this. I was quite surprised last time. I think I mentioned that too many times to you, so I think you got the gist of it. But yeah, I was quite surprised considering that we saw chaos in the test races. But at the end of the day, when you thought about it, okay, there wasn't anything on the line. You can just risk a dive bomb there. It's all okay. When you come to the season, you've got a championship. Which of course we'll start putting more focus into next round, on next round stream. We will actually have it up on screen for you. But when you think about it, all of these results are being recorded. All of these results are now put towards this championship table. And everyone who races would want to be the champion. Loads of people just do it for fun at the same time, but you'd always do. It's the simple competitive nature of it to want to win the championship by the end of it, or get wins, or get podiums. And if you can get the wins and podiums constantly, you have already worked your way towards the championship. Loads of people won't even set their goal towards a championship straight away. I've been involved in a lot of feeder series over the last few seasons in terms of watching, commentating, talking with drivers. I was actually able to interview an F3 driver for about 50 minutes earlier this week as well. So I've seen a lot of those goals, and I think it also works for other championships. If you really get to see the feeder series championships, like your very early Euro Cup 3 or Spanish F4 or GB3, all of these championships, even before you get to F3 and F2, if a driver puts their goal towards getting podiums, getting wins, and take it race by race, the driver who I was interviewing earlier in the week, who will be racing in Formula 3 this year, as I mentioned, he said it was race by race approach. And that race-by-race approach did get him to a title at the end of it. So it's always interesting to see. Of course, every driver has a different approach. Some drivers will clearly say, okay, I want to be the champion. I want to be the champion, simple as that. Which also is fair enough. Everyone does need to have a goal, but other drivers may take a bit of a different approach. But going back to the point I was on, because I've kind of taken this completely somewhere else with how I started it, but going back slightly towards the point, I did think that when drivers know that this is now the proper season, we've had loads of weeks of test races, we have got into the season, I thought we would have a calmer approach. We didn't get that. We got actually the most chaotic one we've seen so far. Which, yes, there's more on the line, so you want to go for more stuff. But at the same time, then there's also moments where a driver has to consider sitting back and just letting it all unfold. Especially in a race where you can see everyone else is going wild ahead of you. If you just keep it calm and just bring it home, you could bring it home to the win. Like, for example, the driver who's in the pit lane in your picture did last time out. Right, And I gave him a lot of praise when I called him over the line to win that race, because he actually deserved it. It was about him keeping it cool for the most part. There would be some parts where, yes, a driver may not have it fully go perfect, but it was a moment where he was able to keep it pretty much clean for the most part, and that got him in the end. And the risk versus reward balance, I thought, was incredibly good as well. So I do incredibly think that it's really, really important for the drivers to have a think before they go into a championship battle, or go into a season in general, no matter what it is. So yeah, that was very confusing last time out. Of course, practice is coming to a close. We'll talk a bit more about that in a second, but that was an interesting thing I found. With harsher penalties, now if I move on to my next point, with harsher penalties, I think we could see a bit of a different story play out. Because drivers know not only are they costing themselves now, they're also just getting themselves tons of penalties, which, in the end of it, they're just getting, they're not finding themselves with the results that they want. And that's the main costly thing for them. It's all good and fun just coming out on top in the race, but if you've hit your way through, where you've just been hitting drivers to win the race at the end, which is just a example, by the way. I'm not saying anyone's done it, but let's say if you did do that, you're going to get a major penalty. You're going to be put all the way back. You might even affect yourself for the next race. Race bans. And all sorts coming in with it. So, yeah. I feel like that's an interesting thing when it comes to the races and the season as a whole. And especially, of course, we've also minus 2 rounds off the calendar from what we were originally supposed to have. Overall, drivers do have a lot to think about, and I think a lot of them did hopefully reflect on the first race. It was penalties galore, it was chaos, and overall, it wasn't the best for anyone, other than maybe Rai, but, you know, he's still out there, he's still on top, he's topping this practice session, which we're seeing the last driver come over the line now, and that is Ben. As we wait for him to come through. There we go, over the line. But yeah, quite simply, it was a chaotic round. If we just fully end it off on that point. We'll talk more about it. I'm sure there will be some quiet points in the race. We'll talk more about it there as well. And of course, we have this qualifying session that's coming up. But yeah, now attention goes to this. So I think we've mostly got everything out of the way in terms of stuff that happened last week. We did stay on air actually quite a bit last week, just not wanting to go off in terms of just discussing. And I think it was really fun with the live chat, I have to add. Everyone giving their opinions, everyone giving their thoughts about it. So yeah, do let me know your thoughts as well with this, well, with today coming up, with anything that you want mentioned or want to talk about in terms of last week as well. Of course, we had the fun race earlier this week, so loads of fun has gone on. But yeah, a great way to actually start the broadcast in terms of reflecting a bit. And yeah, we'll be working towards more great things in the broadcast, I'd say, over the next few weeks. One of the things I did see actually, what that was talked about, was driver interviews. So maybe possibly looking a bit towards that. Another thing I'm planning on introducing is commentators cam. That was probably from next week. So you know, in the practice session, you can actually see me waffling and doing all sorts in this session. Don't worry, do not worry. You're not gonna have to see it in the race. It will only be in a bit in the practice session. Of course, we'll go to full screen as well at points. But yeah, maybe on the out laps in qualifying before and also post race as well. We'll maybe get a full camera screen, kind of like how F1 TV do it, where they have one box showing the action, so you still see cars driving around even when it's a bit quiet, but you know, and then you have me on the other box. That's the idea. That's the plan for that. I did see interviews floating around. We'll look towards that. I did want to actually get a chat in with Dan Despapen. Actually, I wanted to get a chat in with him at some point on a stream, in terms of some of the changes that have been made since we of course first started broadcasting to you, and of course some of the penalties relating with incidents and how harsh they can go, and just a bit about the steward stuff and all of that, and then along the way also driver interviews and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll work towards it. We'll see what is possible on certain weeks as well. Question coming in from one of the drivers in the field. Currently you can see 11th on the leaderboard, Jaden, asking, how do you think Channel 1 is going to be like? Now, I did see a bit of a discussion about this in the Discord server, which you can join in the description if you aren't already in it. But we're heading to that corner now with Mizrak, so perfect timing. Now, I don't think the speed, on lap 1 especially, the speed carried into there won't be high. I don't think it won't be too high. Will there be contact? I still think there could. There still could be some form of contact. There will definitely be cars running wide, I can tell you that. There will definitely be cars having to run wide. Could we see a spin? Possibly. I think we could see we could possibly see a spin, in my opinion. Because everyone's still going to be racing down to Turn 1, and it's kind of a pinch point, in my opinion. So, while it's not going to be the high-speed nature of Monza, everyone trying to jam on those brakes as soon as possible, you will have that nature of it when it comes to words a pinch point at a tight corner. So that's why I'm saying that cars will definitely be running wide. Could there be a spin in there? Definitely. If we're going 4 wide, or who knows what chaos happens. If we're getting some of that, absolutely, we could be going to a car spinning or a car making contact, something along the lines of that. The road opens up a bit more towards Turn 2 as well. I think we could get definitely a dive bomb there. But yeah, I think we could see a bit of contact at some point, maybe at Turn 1. I think, you know, we might get it at some point. I don't think it will be the prime contact place, but we will see possibly something happening down to that part of the circuit. Okay, well, do let me know if you have any other questions or anything you want discussed. But we're going to continue on, and we're going to actually talk about this qualifying session for you. Now, Rye's making his way through, and, well, here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, we gave him an onboard lap, and he went into the pit lane. He told me that he would never mess it up again. Let's find out. Onboard time with Rye. Ended well. Ended well. Okay. Well. Oh my god. I gave him another chance. Gave him another chance. I couldn't actually get to him last week. I wanted to be fair, give him a chance last week, but I couldn't. Gave it this time around, and oh, it's a trip back to the pit lane. I was looking forward to just shutting up and hearing an engine go round this Hockenheim circuit. Never mind, I've got a bit more talking to do. Lovely stuff. Okay, well, it's that moment where we just turn up the engines and then, oh yeah, oh hold on, he's teleported to the pit lane. Start talking again. Fun, fun. Anyway, we do find ourselves making our way round this circuit. Augustniel in first position, Mizrak in second. Everyone's still trying to find the time. Here is Adam making his way through. Adam Grice up towards the line, and he's just beginning a push lap. Mayonet, who was a contender at the top by the looks of things in practice, looking to do so once again. Looks like the FPS has also been sorted, so yeah, after a bit of time assessing what was going on, it turned out it was actually the bitrate, not even the FPS. It was just the bitrate was slightly down, because you know the settings have to adjust when you stream on Twitch, so it just messes everything up, and then having to remember back to YouTube. So what I've done is I've actually taken a picture of all of the settings for YouTube, so when I do change it back, it should be all perfect for you. Mayonnaise to the front of the field. 2 minutes and 1 second. Everyone else will try beat that. Augustniel, as I mentioned, is in second. Mizrak in third. We're getting lap time slowly and slowly. Do not worry. We are getting them coming your way. Nathan Sweeney to 4th. And then we have Eskista in what was 5th, now is 6th, because Rointian has gone to 4th place. As we take a look at Brandon Bartop as well, as he navigates his way around. With his special livery attached to that car as well. Loads more special liveries coming in, loads of more special liveries coming in next week. More and more drivers continuing to make them, which is just great to see. It gives a bit of personality from the drivers in terms of what they are like and what they produce. As they make their way through. For anyone wondering why we haven't seen Dante Spapen out there on the circuit, it's because his Wi-Fi isn't the best today. So he may disconnect a lot. He may, of course, be a bit laggy and all of that going on. So he most likely will just do 1 lap in the race, which will still give him a couple of points. So then he'll be able, well, to just complete it and get that under his belt for the championship standings. And then be a viewer with the rest of us, which is great to see. So we have seen Jaden go to 4th position, as he very clearly points out in the chat. Don't worry, I did see. I was about to get onto it. But I think he's more interested in celebration at the moment. But he's right now in 4th. If he can gain about over a 10th, just over a 10th. If he can gain over a 10th, he will be able to find himself with Mizrak, Brandon Bartop to 6th position. Kenu making his way through it in the Malibu livery. 1 of 3, I believe, actually. Yeah, I think there is 3 in total, if I remember from last time out. And actually, I remember in practice, when I just went to it earlier on, I noticed how they were all just together on the circuit, and I was like, oh, lovely stuff. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so just noticed that's happened. There we go. Lovely. Just sorting out my notes and everything. That's everywhere, all over the place. No Rolex 24 hours for me to have to deal with this week. So as you can tell, we've had a very smooth broadcast. It's the only thing I'm doing today, really. So if anything chaotic happens or anything interesting happens from this race, which I'm sure it will, then, you know, we can talk for it even longer on stream. Maybe even get a driver into it, you know. I mentioned it for the future. Who knows? I mean, all I do right now is yap over a thumbnail screen. That's all I do. I'm sure people wouldn't mind if a driver was to... Oh, look at this! We're getting some racing on the circuit! Very nearly 3 wide. Here we go. Sitting back, chilling at this stage. Under 5 minutes to go. And you've got all of these drivers kicking up the smoke from the back of these Renault Clio Cup cars. Lovely stuff. And off the road goes Finnegan. So Finnegan going off the road, running wide. Let's run you through the order, as I feel like a lot has happened, but to be fair, we didn't really mention a lot of it. Mayonettes right now at the front, August Neal in 2nd, Mizrak in 3rd, Jaden. Then we have Rontian, Brandon Bartop, Maxine Chat, Nathan Sweeney, Eskista. Rye is in 10th. I think Rye could be the one to watch in terms of providing a lap time. You've got Adam in 11th, Marju in 12th, Ben in 13th, Kenu, Finnegan, myself, who won't be participating, and I've already talked you through with what's up with Dante Spapen. I don't think I'll be mentioning that name today, so I remember there was a person who enjoys me saying that name, so enjoy it while you can. I don't think I'll be saying it too much, however. Oh, lovely stuff. All having a bit of fun before we get to the dying embers, which, to be fair, we are already at the dying embers. 3 minutes, under 30 seconds to go. So it's those moments now where the action, the anticipation all starts to rise, and we get laps with drivers shooting themselves all the way to the top of that leaderboard. And when they do so, it's all amazing to see. All of the improvements everyone can find, especially the last one. I feel like the last one, when everyone's pushing on, when the clock hits 0, that is when you know everyone's pushing. Because, I mean, they make their way around the circuit. And while they do so, you just don't know when they come over the line whether they're improving or whether they're not. You just don't know that. So you do, however, know if they're coming across the line, they most likely are attempting to push. So then, yes, you can shout, you can get excited about they are finding the time, or if they weren't able to find the time, because clearly everyone's goal at the end of the session is to improve and go even quicker. So if someone is able to go quicker, then, you know, you are always hyping the drivers up coming over the line when they do it at the end. So, that was Bartop with a lap on the board there. Can Rai find anything is my question. Mardu goes to 7th. Demotes Rai down to 11th. Rai, from 11th position, what can he do? To the front row! And it's super close. It's super close with Mayonettes under half a tenth. Game on for the battle for pole position. It is super time between these two. The only thing Rai's got right now is a bunch of traffic, and this is his final lap. This will be his final lap, so this traffic could be critical. And he's going to teleport to the pit lane. He's not going to do it. He won't be able to do it. When he can see the traffic, it is going to remove any chance that he has to fight. This was the moment that I mentioned. Last few laps getting underway. A lap is well, the fastest time is a 2-minute 1.843. So now it all starts to matter. Now you really get to see who is attacking, who is pushing. Jaden currently in 5th. He was happy with 4th at that time. Can he find a further improvement to get back into the top 4 is the question over the line. Now, this is his final lap. So wasn't able to do it that time. He will absolutely go for it all at the end now with 1 minute to go on the clock. Mayonnaise trying to increase his advantage at the front of the field. He does increase his advantage at the front of the field. 3/10 is now the gap to his closest competitors who are in the pit lane. 2nd and 3rd, Ryan and Augustiniel are in the pit lane. Mayonnaise though has done all he needs to. He joins them in the pit lane now to see what everyone else can manage. You've got Adam up towards the line. It's a 2-minute 6 lap time for him. The slowest time that we've seen so far. In terms of the drivers who have set a time on the board. Mizrak into the pit lane, so that's him going to be done. Jaden will also be looking to try and push on. What about Brandon Bartop, currently in 7th place? Can he get into the top 6 as he cuts the beam, comes over the line? And no, is the simple answer to that question. Loads of drivers coming to the line now. Mardu, one of our contenders from before, to P4. Who else do we have? We've got plenty making their way through. So, Mayonnaise, then Rai, then Augustiniel, who is in 3rd position. You've already seen, we had Sweeney come over the line, he's in 9th. You've got Ben making his way through. Can Ben find a time on the board? And then Jaden will be the last car to do anything. He'll be the last car to push on and to set a lap time. Here we go. With Ben. That looks a bit slow, but he hasn't got a time on the board, I mean, so I think he might just be possibly trying to make sure to not invalidate or do anything like that. So he does get a time on the board. Does he get it? Does he get it? Over the line. No. Doesn't get it. But here is the driver in 6th. Can he improve it? As he is the last driver pushing on at the end, and he improves to 3rd. He improves to 3rd at the end. Only 4/10 away, which with the gap that Mayonnaise has got to the front of the field, he'll be delighted. He'll be happy with that one. And he'll be on the 2nd row alongside Augustiniel. Lovely stuff at the end. He's happy with 4th at the time, but I mean, he has to be happy with 3rd when you add it all up and when you get a lap time delivered like that. Who won't be happy with that one? No one will be happy. No one will be more happy than Mayonnaise though. But his goal is now going to be set as he tries to convert it. The good luck's being said in the live chat. Or, well, in the game chat, I should say. If anyone wants to say good luck in the live chat, go ahead. But, yes, here we go. They've had long practice before this. It's the second round of the season. And we're about to get it underway. Dan Dispapen saying, keep it clean. Midjack agreeing with that. Jaden quickly saying... So I'm just gonna teleport myself to the pit lane. But yes, we have Jaden saying I was going to get a 1 minute 1.8 and possibly faster, but then I invalidated it. Interesting stuff. Well, anyway, that was qualifying, guys, and now we are poised. Now we are set for action at Germany. These are the exciting moments. It was a messy, chaotic round to start the season in Monza. 1 week on. How do the drivers get on here at Germany, here at Hockenheim, as we are ready and set for the second round of the ACSL season in Season 2. Here come the lights. 5 lights off, and the race is on towards turn number 1. Mayonnaise off the line well. Rye will try go with him. Jaden still in third position. The top 3, as they go down towards turn number 1. The battle will be for 4th position as we see them all make their way through. Augustine stayed ahead of Mardu. Does the rest of them all get their way through? It'll be close in the battle for second place. Does Jaden feel brave? Does he go on the attack? Rye has a look for the lead. The top 2 immediately going wheel to wheel at this stage, and it's super tight between these drivers. Wide line for Marju, hoping to get better traction, and this could be super tight stuff between our top 3 on the opening tour. As Kenny moves up to 8th, he gets ahead of Nathan Sweeney, and Rye is still looking for it. So is Jaden. Top 3 battling down towards the braking zone. Does Mardu feel brave? Can he put the pressure on Mayonnaise? Trying to go and take the race lead in the opening meters of this one. Can he go the long way around? Mayonnaise will defend. Mayonnaise will hold the lead. Mardu will find himself boxed in. And when we get the power down, who's going to have second place? They're all over the road. All over the road as they navigate their way through. That's Dandis Papen who was off the road in the background. We've got a spinner momentarily. That must be Roynton who made his way through. But goodness me, what a start to this one. Mardu with a late lunge to the inside very nearly. I don't know if he intended to make that move, but it was a half look. It was a look that he's trying not to convert. He's trying to go the long way around. This is the closest we have seen the leader stay, and that is brave stuff from Augustine. Augustine trying to take the final spot on the podium. Is he prepared to go the long way around? Jaden's gonna hang on, do it at this stage. So close between our contenders. Once again, Augustine's debating where to go. Rye isn't debating because he's sending it to the inside, trying to take the lead. Does it open the door? Does it open the door for Jaden? Cars absolutely everywhere on this opening lap. They still remain side by side. I can't believe Mayonnaise is still hanging on to the lead after so much defense. Jaden drops down to 4th, trying to retake 3rd. They're still side by side as we go onto the start-finish straight to start lap number 2. Mayonnaise still with the lead. Mardu trying to come. Or Mayonnaise, sorry, trying to come back. Marju, what I was about to say was he's trying to move up to 4th position. Mayonnaise has got the lead somehow after all of that one. Am I able to take a deep breath? Just about. We were talking about Marju. There he is in the background as he tries to make the move. He's also a driver trying to go for the late lunge. Thought about it. Couldn't get through in the end. Mizrak also navigating his way through. It's so tight between these 2 drivers. Jaden's under major pressure now. So is Rye. So many battles as we make our way to the next braking zone on the circuit. So let's cover them all off for you. Can Augustine move up to 2nd position? That will be his aim. That will be his goal. Marju's got ahead of Jaden. That's further back. Mizrak is trying to get involved in that battle as well. We throw it down to the braking zone. So they will still remain side by side. Jaden to the inside. Further back, you've got Ben diving to the inside of Brandon Bartop. And we're side by side for 2nd place still as Rye tries to hang on. Big crash. Dennis Papen's off the road in the background. And he's off the road, I think, with Nathan Sweeney. They were battling their way through. Augustine still side by side for 2nd place. This could allow Mayonnaise to pull away as Rye tries to hang on to the position. He stays ahead of Augustine. Marju's in 4th. Jaden still down in 5th. goodness me. Was that exciting stuff? And talking about exciting stuff, 3 wide and using a lot of road. They're barging, making contact, and a spin. A spin round for Eskista, who will drop behind Adam, who moves through. They were both battling as well with Kenu. Mayonettes 9-10 advantage out in front. Smoke being kicked up in the battle for second place. Well, Dandis Papen said he might just do 1 lap and just see how it goes, but to be fair, he's doing it. He said possibly, by the way, so it wasn't a confirmed plan, but it looks like it's going well, so he is going to commit to it. It is definitely going well if your name is Augustine, who's trying to take second place on the road. And they're all, I'm talking about all on the road, but they were all over the road as they made their way out of the last turn on this racetrack. Over the curb, at 1, heading to turn number 2. Using the momentum is Rai, trying to come back is Rai. It's a hyper close battle of a second. They're all allowing Mayonnaise to pull away with how much battling they do for these positions. Jaden gets past in the background. He gets past Mardu. And now we see Rai still in second position. This race is going to take a lot of hanging on to by the looks of things, because it's some brilliant action. We mentioned there would be brilliant action. It's absolutely delivering at this stage. Side by side still we run. Guess what? You're still going to get a battle for second. And also for the 4th position on the road. So, let's see who can be latest on the brakes. Jaden still has the inside. They're still battling for second. I can't believe they're still going at it. It is a true brawl out there. Absolutely box office content. And Rai is ahead of Augustine. Jaden's ahead! But for how much longer? Mardu trying to be the audacious driver. We know he is. He's sending it to the inside. Oh, he's going to spin. He's going to have a half spin there. Possibly too audacious for Mardu that time around. Well, he's a driver who has balanced the risk versus reward. I think that late lunge was unnecessary in my opinion that time around. But we always get it at least once. Even if you are a great driver, you always get the desperation to continue on a battle. And I've loved how the drivers have continued on the battles, let me just add. But I think that's the best possible way that could have ended, in terms of there wasn't really a moment in the end for Jaden. It didn't affect Jaden. It did affect Mardu, but he found himself just losing a bit of time. We're battling for second place still. Jaden will want to join this party now, as he has no one to battle with. Here we go, down to turn number 1. Do we make our way through? Oh, they very nearly made contact. And Augustine is ahead, alright. In my opinion, these guys have the pace to battle with our winner, but with our leader, sorry. Want to be the driver who wants to be our winner. But however, they right now are finding themselves in a crazy battle that's allowing Menes to pull away, and now Jaden wants the final spot on the podium. He's inching closer to it. We still have 23 minutes to go. Can't believe we're already talking about our final result. But Rai stays ahead. Jaden will definitely want to come back. He's still going at it. Still going side by side. Who will be the last driver on the anchors when we hit the brakes in a few moments' time? Are we going to go 3 wide? Is Jaden going to make the corner? No! Jaden risks it all there. In a 3 wide moment, he loses out. He gets the best drive possible on the exit, though, possibly, to try fight with Mardu. Now, that battle will continue as they continue the battle for second. And Rai darting left, darting right, trying to dart his way past Augustine. Oh, they make contact, and Augustine is going to be sent round. Augustine spins around. A dramatic moment at high speed, and when you battle for so long, it was always going to happen at some point, but it's sad that battle had to come to a close. Augustine respectfully waits for everyone to go through before he rejoins the road. Here we go, dive bomb time from Jaden, this time on Mardu. Can Rai now go hunting and try and get past Mayonnaise? Now he's got a bit of a gap, now he's got a bit of time, as these two will put on the show. We haven't even been able to show you some of the other battles, let me just add. That's Ben who's got past Danish Papen. We haven't even been able to show you some of the other battles, just due to how exciting this battle for third is. And Jaden is close. He's to the inside. He's trying to retake the position. As we go side by side onto the start-finish straight once again. Better exit. Position gained for Jaden, who moves up to third place. Can you believe we've just seen all of that in less than 10 minutes, guys. Incredible stuff. The opening lap was just like, is this real? It was such an exciting opening tour, that was. And we see a battle ahead. Danny Spapen trying to get past Ben. Well, here's the thing. He went into it thinking that he wasn't going to be able to do much. It's going well at this stage. He's in a battle. He's battling his way through. He's fighting up against Ben at this stage. Pulling to the outside. This is your battle on the circuit for 6th position. And Danny Spapen is roaring past, taking the place. And he'll hit the anchors just about now. Does he take the place on the exit? He'll get better traction. He's off the road though. And he'll rejoin and there'll be contact. Danis Papen onto the grass. Continues, rejoins, tucks in behind. And you've also got Brandon Bartop and Roynton also battling behind as well. That is for 8th and 9th position. So that's also going on at the same time. So we've got a lot of stuff to bring you right now at this stage. That is definitely for sure. Create your own line stuff to the part of the circuit they've just gone through, heading down to the Sachs hairpin. All of them running those cars out wide, trying to extract every single 10th they can to pull away, to get away from their rivals. Can Rye push it up to Mayonet to take the win? It's been brilliant for Mayonet in terms of when he was able to get away. It went very nicely for him. When that battle for 2nd place went wild. Now, the true challenge is, can you maintain the gap? Because clearly if you're in a battle, it can be hard to get away, but can you maintain the advantage? That's a late lunge. From Mario to the inside. Jaden half locking the car there, which nearly sent it spinning around. So, how are we all finding this race? It's all settled down finally. Never mind. We have another move going on. Brandon Bartop trying to fight our way through. As we take a look on board. We haven't given you much on board, so I think it's a perfect time to do so. Here we go. You can see they're also battling ahead. That's Anis Ben and Danis Papen. Well, we're going to get a lot from this POV. They're kicking up the smoke ahead. Ben's to the inside. Not the only battle. Roynton stays ahead. And on the exit, we're going to actually cut to Danis Papen because it's going to be close in this battle. He's trying to get to the inside. Was he able to do it? Tight stuff coming up. Having to run the car out wide to leave the spaces. Ben. Spapen is late on the brakes. Spapen will try and make his way through and try and fight back. 1.8 seconds, guys, for the race leaders. Rye tries to go back to back and take the opening 2 races of the season. He's already won round 1. Now he's trying to win round 2. If you thought the action has just died, do not worry. It's about to come alive once more. It seems a bit more, well, usually we'd be going wild about all of this battling for 7th, all of this battling for 3rd, and all of this battling for 9th that's even going on, which you can see in the background. But it's just been that type of race today, where you just had 2x2x2, 6 cars battling for the win. It's just been that type of day. It's been that type of day where I've been so impressed with some of the racing that we've seen. And you got more of it now. Spapen backs out of it, tries to get the switchback, does get the switchback. Bit of curb usage. They make a bit of contact, door-to-door banging. And through goes Danis Spapen, up to 6th position. Ben will try and fight back. He'll try and do the switchback. He'll just try to use the slipstream and fight back anyway. The big hole that Danis Spapen punches in the air for him. And we're side by side for 3rd. Here's Jaden trying to take the position. Can he go all the way around the outside? He wasn't able to get it. On the way in, on the way out, when he stands on the power, the exit belongs to him. The position belongs to him. Jaden moves up to 3rd. Not the only battles. Here we go, ready for some more switchback, or possibly not even switchback, just make your own line stuff. As Nathan's really tries to get his foot down, we're still battling for third, and Mardu back ahead, Jaden with the switchback once more. This is incredible stuff now. We are still battling, they're still going side by side, and Jaden has it. "16 minutes of action still remains with us. 1.4 seconds in it for our leaders. Ben is still trying to get past Danis Papen. And what is he going to be able to do is also an interesting question. It's super tight. And that is going to be a big opportunity as Ben moves up. And oh, contact between Spapen and Rointian as well. And here now comes Augustniel, a driver who was contending near the front, trying to make a comeback in this race. He's passed one. He's got past Bartop as well. Now let's see. So he got past Bartop earlier on. Now he's got past Rointon, and we're very nearly going 3 wide. Will there be room for Rointian as Augustniel moves up to 8, trying to make it into 7th now. Getting his foot down, foot to the floor in the exit. They're all scrambling all over the road, and now it's a traction race. It's a traction race to see whether Rointian can get ahead, whether Augustniel can get ahead, as we are about to flick it down to our prime overtaking opportunity. Marju and Jaden showcasing that at this stage. Rointian, can he fight away through to the inside? Super tight later on the brakes from Augustniel still. They're both attempting with their goal to get past Dan Dispapen, who runs off the road. And when he rejoins, he's still ahead of Augustniel, but is he ahead of Rointian, who is still alongside? He is still battling down towards the next corner. Well, it's anyone's game in this battle at this stage. It's one of those brawls that we love. That's super late on the brakes. Oh my word, they very nearly came to blows, did Augustniel. That was so close, and still they are going at it. My goodness, are we being treated to some on the edge racing today. On the edge racing, which this season is being known for. But it's some great racing, most of all as they are basically banging doors, and that's some of the lag that we were talking about. Danis Papen's Wi-Fi not doing the best today, but he's still racing. It's still not really affecting him too much. Well, it might be. I don't know from his POV, but it doesn't. When we see, oh, maybe it was affecting him. Never mind, I spoke a bit too early. I think we've seen it pretty much from ourselves thereafter. We've actually watched him for a while. It may have lost him that position, but he's still able to race at least and get some decent points. I think that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Well, everyone, it's all going so well, isn't it? It's all going so well. Absolutely loving broadcasting this to you. We just had that type of race, and we could have a battle for the lead later on. Who knows? And that will be another spin for Rointian. Rointian goes round after hitting the back of Dandis Papen. Can he now get past the Augustniel? That's the driver directly in front of him. Driver to the side. Driver behind, possibly. In a few moments, he sends it in. Sends it in. Sends it past. Dandis Papen through. And up to P7. That 7th position, which has seen so much battling for today. The battle for third, by the way, is not over. The battle for the win, your winner at the end of this, is not over. Because Rai is closing the gap in so much. And the closer we get to, you'll be giving him so much more confidence as well. We've got so much more racing to bring you. 2/3 of the race very nearly completed. The last third, how much action will it have for you? We're still in that second third, and that's ending off in style with this brilliant battle that goes on. Spapen backs out of it in hope of getting the switch back and in hope of getting the power down to the Sachs hairpin, which he will go to the inside line. That will be the apex. That will be the choice that he goes for, which he decides to back out of it in the end, as he wasn't fully alongside, didn't want to risk it, and you don't want to risk it when you know that you're so close with your rival, when you know in the final moments you'll get so much more chances. You don't want to throw it away and end up spinning. That's exactly the risk versus reward stuff that we refer to you every single broadcast. And the risk versus reward stuff goes in so many ways as well. Not just when it comes to all of the racing, but also the championship as a whole. When it comes to the standings, you have to think about that risk versus reward stuff so much. Mayonnaise has got the gap to 9/10 right now, so that will continue fluctuating in the battle for first and second place. But now Rye is in close proximity. Now, if there's a wide moment for Mayonnaise, as shown right there, Rye is there to capitalize, and it will give him a confidence boost as this battle gets closer. Third, fourth, continue their amazing fight that they've been having. Mardu versus Jaden. These two who found themselves, Mardu found himself round, but this battle is reignited once more. Mardu sending it to the inside, Jaden trying to go the long way round. They bang door to door at this stage. Jaden stays ahead. So Jaden has got third. These two having a mega fight for the final spot on the rostrum. They're still not done yet. He's still trying to go the long way around, is Mardu. How about this hairpin which he sent it already? Jaden defends. Jaden defends. Does Mardu feel all brave to go the long way around? He does feel brave to send it to the inside. They very nearly made contact. Mardu with another late lunge. That didn't work this time around. These two will continue their fighting all the way through. Talking about fighting, battle for the lead on. Side by side for third. Still they go. Mardu versus Jaden. These fights don't come to a close. Well, can I just tell you this? What a race we are being treated to. You've got two main fights going on the circuit which are close. That is for first. That is for third. Spapen's into the pit and I think he might be done for the rest of today. The lag issues definitely affecting him. This battle still gets ever closer. Can Jaden fight away by? Once again, I mean, it won't be done until they get to the checkered flag. They'll switch so many times still in these last few minutes. Here we go. Once again, on the brakes, locking up for Jaden, trying to get it slowed down. It's either that switchback line or the wide berth line, which gives you a lot of traction. Mario tried to get that traction. He didn't get enough, but now he's alongside. This is when the driver gets the chance. This is where your rival has to give the racing room. Giving the racing room is exactly what Jaden's done. And Marju, can he switch the car round? No, they make a bit of contact. So that is when a driver is trying to switch through, but he can't do it. As let's say the line for that is when your rival will park it on the apex, meaning you can't do this with drag. You have to get on the brakes. You cannot execute that to perfection. I thought Ryan was gonna run into the back of Mayonnaise. We're thinking that a lot today for so many battles, but that's just the way they are going. These drivers are really running it to the edge and keeping it clean. That'll be a wide line. That's going to lose Ryan a bit of time. Well, they were averaging on 4, 5, 6 tenths for most of it. They went to 2 tenths, that's why we cut to it. And now it was very nearly outside 1 second. Same story in the battle for third. Jaden's trying to pull away now. This is your closest battle, guys. We've not got anything else closer than this at this stage. That was another wide moment for Mayonnaise. And here's the thing. Mayonnaise had a chance to run away. Or possibly get a bit, or keep the gap away for a bit. He got to 1.2 seconds. And a slight wide moment brings it down to 6. Then you're into the strong slipstream point, especially if you get to 2 tenths or 3 tenths. Then you find yourself in the strong slipstream point for your rival. And that's the strong slipstream point that Rye will be hoping to get in, because that gives him the execution, that gives him the speed off corners. That was a bit too much speed. That was over the road for him there. I am running up and down basically, or not, well, I guess that's the type of thing I want to do, but I've kind of got to be in this location to see this screen. But you know, I'm right now on my feet, walking up and down towards the screen. That's just my commentary way of it. I don't sit in commentary, I like standing. And that is why, for the moments like this, where Rai tries to take the race lead, he's got the inside line. Mayonet won't want to give it up. They very nearly make contact, and Mayonet runs wide, but Mayonet stays ahead. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. This race has come alive. Battle on, game on for the race win. You can see battles around this circuit at any point of this configuration of racetrack. It's always all action. It's always on the edge, like this battle is showing you right now. It may be the only battle, but it's a battle which is going to crown our winner today. Still 5 minutes to go, everyone. Strap yourselves in for an amazing fight. Mayonet will not give it up. Rai will do everything in his power to be a back-to-back winner. The winner from Monza, trying to take it to victory in Hockenheim. Both of them desperate to stand on the top step. Only one can stand on the top step. The battle for third is about to continue. We're about to bring you so much action. We're about to bring you so much action. And if I'm honest, this has been my favourite race, even if we don't get anything for first or for third. It has been my favourite race, even when you consider the test races, because you've had so many battles that go on for so long, and we've got to change for the lead. Rai hits the front of the field, went for the dive bomb. Mayonet saw it coming. Mayonet fights back. They are side by side towards the next corner now. Who is going to have the position? Will it be Mayonet, who keeps his foot in once again? His defense has been extraordinary today. When he's had to deploy that defense, Rai having to deploy the attack. Rai trying to execute this to perfection. Here we go. This is the racing that we absolutely love and adore. And this is why I say it's my favourite race. You've always had something to look forward to on this circuit. You've not had little fights that end just like that. You've not had fights that result in contact all the time. You had brilliant brawling that will take us all the way to the checkered flag. And as I mentioned, even if we don't get any more action, this is my favourite race that I've done so far at ACSL. So, my favourite one on ACSL for sure. Just due to what we've been delivered. But the thing is, I will get more delivered even in the final 3 minutes. Over the line. Even if it's not for first, it'll be for third. If it's not for third, it might be for fifth. Or it might be for 11th. Because Maxime Chat and Kenu are super close. But Rai is such a driver who can just easily nail one of these corners and get so close. And somehow be in overtaking range that you can't even cut away from him. We might need to now. Mizrak, who was battling for 5th with August, Neil and Ben. Well now the main battle's on for 6th. As to the inside goes Ben. And trying to come back will be August Neil, side by side to the apex. Very nearly contacted the apex. Kenu gets ahead of Maxime Chat. Mayonet hangs on up against Rai. This is the racing that we adore. This is the racing that we love. We're battling for third once again. Wide moment. Dive bomb. Position taken for Marju. Reinstated for Jaden. They're so tight in the background. You can see Augustin and Ben also going for it. Ben was off the road in the background. Marju to the inside. Well, this reminds me of the Porsche Super Cup around this circuit. All the way back when Alex Jakes was commentating this. Goodness me. Lovely stuff. As they navigate their way through. This is incredible to watch. What racing are these drivers delivering us? Where they're basically centimeters apart. Marju gets past. Mardu gets through. Jaden will not want to give it up. He'll fight it all the way to the end as well. Absolutely. Incredible action. We are being treated to. This is the final lap of the second round in Season 2 in ACSL. It's going to decide who's going to win this. But not only who's going to win this, who is going to take 6th. Also, who's going to take the final spot on the podium. What a second race it's been. Augustniel, side by side as we make our way on to the start-finish straight. This is where the level of competitiveness gets even higher. Oh, they make contact and off goes Augustniel, who will surely try and continue fighting back the battle. Can Rai do anything to become a back-to-back winner? He's had so many attempts. Jaden's trying to take P3 on the exit. Side by side, those two will run. Ben is moving up to 6th position. He's got past Augustniel, who will surely get the drive to try and fight back as well. Here comes Mardu. One of the last opportunities on the circuit coming his way as he tries to get past Jaden. They will continue battling, but whichever position they leave this corner with will be critical. Now, does Jaden hang on? Does Mardu get to the inside? Mardu will send it. Mardu will get through. This is the late lunge coming up for Rai. Can he get there? Oh, it was so late. It was so brave. Mizrak drops down the order. Rai doing absolutely everything in his power. And he's so tight. This is so close. As these two battle over the win, he's possibly going to get the inside line. I don't believe it. It's going to come down to the last few corners on the last lap. As we see Rai sending it in. Mardu is going to find himself right now. Making his way through, still in 3rd. Mayonertz though is gonna find himself making his way through these corners in the lead, and Jaden's up to 3rd position. What a defensive drive from Mayonertz. Brilliant on the edge. Rai was trying to become a back-to-back winner this season. It's heading Mayonertz's way after a brilliant defensive drive. It could be a drag race to the line. I think Mayonertz has got it. He's driven brilliantly. It's side by side to the line. Who's gonna get it? It's Mayonertz. Absolutely brilliant to win by a 10th of a second. Jaden, Mardu battling for 3rd. It could be another drag race to the line. I don't believe this race. It's gonna be so tight. Who's gonna get there? It will be so tight between these two, and it's going to be Mardu who will get there. Jaden will be disappointed, as you can see with that one. Ben got 5th ahead of Augustniel. Rointian got 7th ahead of Srini. Bartop, Kenu, Spapen's back in this. Spapen is getting his way past Maxime Chat. I can't believe what I've just seen at the end. That is absolutely incredible. To come down to the last lap, to come down to the last few corners, to come down to a drag race to the line. Rai was trying to, as I mentioned, take back-to-back wins. In the end, it didn't go his way. Mayonertz is your winner. Oh my god. Jaden will be disappointed to miss out on the podium as well. Rai will be disappointed to miss out on the win. There'll be so many disappointed people. There'll be so many happy people on this at the same time. Oh, okay. Just a little moment to reflect on what we've seen. Okay. We're gonna have a lot of debriefing to do after this. As we just watch them navigate their way through at the end. What a race! What a race. Okay. Here we go. We got to the results screen. And we got to the point where it is, how on earth did that happen? Making his way through. Also, would like to quickly apologise to Augustniak. I've got his name wrong once again. It's because I saw on these graphics Augustniak. I was like, oh yeah, Augustniak. Let me just get across. Apologies for that once again. I'll definitely have to glue that onto a wall somewhere if I can find a space. I mean, to be fair, if we do get the commentator's cam and everything going for next week, you'll literally see that. You'll literally see it on my wall. All will be good with that. Okay. So, we are here. Back to the thumbnail screen. Back to reflect on what happened. In the live chat, let us know your thoughts on that race. I'd like to thank everyone for all of the amazing racing festival. I'd like to thank everyone, whoever's joined us in the live chat, and especially for dealing with me going wild on that last lap. Wouldn't have been surprised if you just put that audio on mute. But that's the racing you get. That's the type of racing you get. Well, I just completely lose my head, which is always fun. Okay, guys, so just taking a look what we can do. Quite an interesting event, quite an interesting race. Well, let me know your thoughts in the chat. So, let's just get all of the post-race debrief and everything. Do we have any clips that we can show you? Incident report is the channel to be at. Nothing. I think everyone's just chilling for now in terms of what do we call it? Just amazing racing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I would join this general chat that I can see about 6 people are in, but I think that would be pretty chaotic. Does our interview want to speak? Does our interview want to speak to us? No, that's not how English works. Last time I checked. Does our race winner want an interview to speak to us? That's the question. I'll try to find him. What did I think of? Found it quite interesting, to be fair. I like every single special livery, but but if it's the most ugliest thing I see, then don't worry, it will be mentioned. However, I don't think I focus too much on liveries, if I'm honest. Anyway, what I was trying to do was get mayonnaise in. We'll ask him at least. If not, we could possibly speak to Ryan. Could speak to someone. Do you actually hear someone else other than me? Let me check the members list. Or rather, yeah. Just trying to see. Okay, well, I said of course you can close. We're done with you for the day. However, well, obviously Mayonnaise is somewhere in the server. Just need to try find him. Right. Okay. Don't know where he is in the server. Trying to find him. Believe me. Is he anywhere to be seen? Don't think he is. Okay. In that case, we do have something. What is this? We've got something being uploaded here. Oh, we've got a clip. We've got a bit of clip. It looks like I'm shouting in this. Yes, guys, we've got a clip for you. We've got a clip for you all. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's get it on. Let's do a bit of analysis and see what happens. So, let's see what happens, shall we? Why is this clip not showing anything? Not very interesting clip. Oh, it does. Okay, it does. Okay, perfect. Let me just... We're on a black screen. For a second. So I can just actually see this. Sort out the... Just make this monitor and output so I can hear it as well. Do we have any...
And Jaden's out of that position.
Oh, it's me. Never mind.
Defensive.
Right, turning that straight down so you can actually hear me talking over it, because you know, you want to hear me analysing this. You've already heard me shout at this moment. Okay, so hold on, skip past it. Yes, I'm guessing this was delayed, of course, because I was calling the winner over the line at this time. Here we go. So okay, so we see this would be, so this is of course the last lap for these guys. So of course ignore how I'm shouting. Really, I'm just going to turn it off actually. Ignore how I'm shouting about just random stuff for the win. Well, not random, but you get what I mean. So this is the moment where the contact happens then. Or rather, the push wide. So, this is what Jaden is unhappy about. As you can see, navigating our way through. So, that's what Jaden is unhappy about then. And that, of course, will send... Marder to that position. Okay. Right. Anything else? Do we have anything else? We've got some more clips coming in. We've got some from Nathan Sweeney. This is on Streamable. Okay, let's take a look then, shall we? I'm gonna just minimize that. Instead, we'll get a window capture going so you can actually see this. There we go, there we go. Reviewing stuff together now. This is what this is turning into. Yes, this one. I saw I said a Corsa in the name, so I was like, okay, right, there we go. What is this? So we make our way through. This is from Nathan Sweeney. Chaos up ahead. That's what I can tell you. What are we getting here? Okay, so we've got a car going. That's Dandis for Penn. So who's made contact with. So that's what Nathan Sweeney's upset about. Okay, 1 second. Let me find some more stuff for you guys. What's this? Right, next clip. This is also from Nathan Sweeney, I think. What's going on here? Oh, okay, that's basically the same thing but from a different angle. So they've used the replay there to show you that. Okay. I think that's all we've got for now in terms of clips for you. So we will unsee that as well. Okay. Well, that was interesting. That was an interesting race, I think, for sure. If anyone else has any thoughts, then let me know. If any driver wants to come in for a chat, let me know as well. To wrap things up with. We're open to having one driver come on. So, yes. We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen right before we go off. I think that would be a brilliant way. I'm getting a ping somewhere. That's not related with this. But yes, if a driver wants to, if someone wants to be that special person who comes on for an interview, just one interview before we go off, then let me know. But in the meantime, yeah, just a brilliant race. A brilliant race and a great way to wrap stuff up with. Box office content, nothing else to say. We'll show you the calendar while we wait for any drivers who possibly may want to volunteer to come on for a quick chat with us. Right, yeah, that's what we'll do in that case. So, calendar. Like magic, your screen's about to change while it's showing. Do you like the look of that? Kyle Army next. Looking forward to that one. That will be action-packed, exciting chaos. But as I mentioned, round 6. Sorry, 6 rounds. Had to flip the words around. Yeah, that's the way this calendar is running. Meaning that we've already done a third of this. Next 2 coming up, and then another 2 coming up. All we of course have a bit of a break till we get to Imola, with it being on the 1st of March, so do not worry. It's going to be amazing to watch. Cannot wait to be able to bring you that. Okay, well, don't think any drivers are interested in coming in for a chat with us. So what we'll do is I think we'll wrap it up there unless someone very late comes in. But yes, a brilliant race. Of course, after every race there's always a bit of drama and drivers that are unhappy with how things went. But quite simply, that is the way how racing goes. Most importantly, we've had a good time. We've had some amazing racing that we've been able to watch. And that's the most important thing. Actually, we might be able to get a... before I go, I might just be able to give you guys a quick verdict on what's going on. On the podium report. With Jaden unhappy. So we'll see if anything happens with that. But if nothing, then we'll wrap it up there. So yeah, I'm just going to wait to see if we can get a quick word on that. Okay, so we're just going to get word from this, so that can tell you how the steward's decision's going to go. I think we're going to get a decision, because this could be critical in whether Jaden gets the podium or how Marju got the podium. He's going to maintain that podium. Here we go. Guys, we're going to be able to bring you a decision. Yes, that is correct. We're going to be able to bring you a decision before we go. Who doesn't like that? Or at least a word, at least. Well, now it's So it's like, what do we do with it? I hope there's a bit more to it. Yeah. We might get something in terms of whether it's a penalty or not, or what is most likely to be. So I'm just gonna wait to see what we can get with that. It's still being finalized. Still being debated. It's a hard thing to call though, isn't it? Both drivers battling super hard. Incredibly hard. So yeah. Definitely a tricky one. If it was at any other stage of the race, I don't think the drivers would matter. Well, the drivers would really care. Unless it really cost them the chance for the entire race. But as it was the last lap, it's always quite interesting when it comes to it. Okay, I don't think we're going to get too much of a word, because how tricky it is, I think it's going to take a bit of time for that to happen. But, guys, don't worry. If you actually want to see what happens with it, and see every single report, and see every single decision, before we come here next week, then join the Discord. Okay? That is the way it works. Join our Discord, you'll be able to get the information at the same time that I do, at the same time the other drivers do. Well, that wraps it up basically. Thank you very much for joining us. Round 2's done. We go to Kyle Army next week when ACSL